Okay, I will
Yeah,
see another game from the candidates. So here Bobby plays with Taimanov, Mark
yeah.
Taimanov.
Mark Taimanov. Well, this is the last game,
Mm.
of the match.
Taimanov was also from Soviet Union.
Yeah, he was one of the best players that they had. I mean, many times Soviet champion. He
He
played
was
many times.
Russian or what?
Well,
No.
like everybody else, he was half Jew, like
Mm,
Botvinnik, Smyslov,
mm,
and all the others. But of course,
mhm,
what can you say? They are the best in the world, even
mhm.
now.
Yes.
Yeah. Knight f3, d4, takes. And this is the Taimanov variation for black. I
Mhm.
mean, the variation
Ah,
is
it's called
called
after him.
after himself. I mean, a Taimanov variation from the Paulsen line, against the Sicilian. I mean, he played his specialty. What can you say?
Who Taimanov played
Yeah, with black.
with black his
Yeah,
specialty.
his specialty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fischer allowed and played bishop f4. That transposes the game in the Sveshnikov variation for black.
Mhm, mhm.
I mean, after bishop f4, you are forced to play e5. Otherwise, you lose the pawn from d6. And now, okay, knight f6, bishop g5, and the game is transposed into Sveshnikov. Sveshnikov variation is another line for black, which is also very interesting. Both sides.
What I notice about Bobby Fischer is that he doesn't shy away to move the same piece 3 times
No,
in a
but
row.
everything is theory. This is theory,
This is
not
theory
only
also.
his variation or
Yes,
his
but
line.
I remember
Yeah,
another game
of
I
course.
saw with him when he
He
moved.
accepts.
Yeah.
If the game is a little bit better for him all the time, of course he accepts it. No problem. And
There
but
is
this is
no.
theory. It's
Yes.
no danger at all for white. I mean, white is better in every kind of position. A little bit, a little.
Mhm.
Now it's a3. Now you have to play a6. Otherwise, if you don't play immediately a6, white has time to come to d5, and afterwards it's much better for him. It's
So
almost
this knight will
decisive.
come here and you attack
Yeah,
here.
he attacks here. If
No.
he attacks twice in c7 and in f6, is very dangerous already for black.
Yes.
So a6 is good move. Yeah, knight takes in f6, of course. Now you are forced to take with the pawn. Because if you take with the queen, comes knight c7 check immediately, wins immediately.
Ah, okay. So knight c7 check.
Yeah, but
Okay.
as I told you before, it's theory. Everything is theory until now.
Okay.
Yes, knight a3, knight d4. Knight c4 is the best move because otherwise black has time to play immediately b5 and it's better for black the position. Yeah.
But
Now he comes into play with the knight from a3 to c4 and e3 later on.
so now if b5, the
He
knight is
goes
going.
back in e3, and after b4, he has time to come immediately to d5, and it's better for white again. Yeah.
Because he puts the
If
knight
he has the knight in d5, it's always better for white. Yeah.
on this square. Okay.
So okay, here is a little bit unclear if you look at the position, but always a little bit better for white all the time. Now after rook c8, it takes in f5 first of all. Now you have to take in c4. Because if you take immediately with the bishop in f5, after knight e3, he attacks the bishop from f5. He has complete control on d5, and he puts a knight there, and then it's better. In every position, it's better for white.
So something like that.
Yeah. The other knight is better.
The other knight.
The other knight. You have time to come also maybe with the pawn in c4, and then the knight stays there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So he took rook c8, took there, and he took in c4. Okay. So what to do? He took there, took with the pawn. It seems that black has some counterplay now. I mean, it's now not such a big weakness now in d5, and he has the rook active on the c line. And if you look at the position, it's more or less all right for black.
Yes.
Yeah. Rook d4, cusp, queen g5. Okay, black tries to do something. Plays actively. Rook d1, queen f5. Good. Now took 2 and knight e4. Again, better for white. The knight is very active in e4. Even if you can attack the knight later on with d5,
Yes.
the knight is very strong in the central position like this, and he controls many squares. Therefore, white is better, And he has always an initiative against the black king. As you can see, he didn't castle yet.
Yes.
And therefore, white is better in every kind of position. Is any risk, no risk at all for white. Well, white is a little bit better in all positions. He tries to play, plays to win. Of
Yeah,
course.
black didn't castle, but also cannot castle. There is no
For
place.
the moment, yeah. For the moment, it's dangerous. Yes, of course. Yeah, bishop is 7. Now again, here he tries to attack maybe the pawn d5. I mean, come with the pawn in d5. But white plays here, and yeah.
The pawn
Rook
on
f8.
d5.
If he played, for instance, d5 instead of rook f8,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
the knight goes back to d2, and you lose in every position. You lose the pawn d4. Now you have no possibility to to avoid knight f3. If you have castle, for instance, knight f3, and you lose the pawn.
Yes.
If you play bishop c5 or bishop f6, again knight b3 or knight f3, and you lose the pawn from d4. So I attack 3 times the pawn, and you lose the pawn. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's clear that white is almost winning here.
So he gave up.
No, when he gave the pawn, okay, he lost the pawn. Yeah. Pawn up. A3, and it's clear. White is winning. Pawn up, no?
Yes.
In every position. He lost the central pawn. The pawn was weak. Finally, he attacked twice, 3 times, and so on, and he captured the pawn. After he captured the pawn, the endgame is finished for black. It's lost completely. Now he had to realize, but it's very easy to realize. When you have Fischer's technique, but even very strong grandmaster win. Every strong grandmaster wins such a position. Yeah.
But Taimanov tried a little bit
more.
more.
Well, he tried a little bit.
Yes.
What can he do? Knight d4 again, central position. Yeah, takes. It doesn't take first. He plays first knight b3, attacking the bishop. Now you have to move the bishop. Where? Only in b6. Now he has time to take him before, and now again, very good move, c4. He attacks, the rook is on the other side, and he attacks the central pawn, the last hope of from black,
Yes, because he has two connected
pawns. You cannot take, of course, yes. And you have to move the king, otherwise you lose the central pawn again, in d5. The only move, and now again, very strong move.
But here, why he didn't take?
Well, he can take in d5. He's also winning, but this is even better because you cannot take now. After rook c2, you lose the piece. Yeah.
Okay. After rook here, yes.
Yeah. So the only move is to go away with the bishop. Bishop c7. Now check again. Now, if you take in c5, you lose everything. You lose 2 pawns, central pawns. Take in c5, takes with check in e6, takes in c7, and finally he takes the pawn from d5.
Yeah, check here.
2 pawns up,
And then
everything is forced.
And then from here.
Yeah.
Yes. So okay.
The only move is
take the bishop and then the last pawn. Okay.
Yeah. King d7. Now f4. Now it's clear. He can't move later on the pawns. I blocked the pawns. He has a very strong knight on d4. He has a pawn, a free pawn on c5. The game is decided. Yeah. c6 check, also very strong. Again, he accepts the fact that he takes in f4, but when you take in f4, you lose the central pawn from d5, and this, again, is very, very bad.
So he gives up this pawn.
Yeah.
In order to
if he takes the pawn from d5, everything is clear.
Yeah. Why? Because this one.
Because later on he plays finally rook d5 to d7. And the pawns goes on. The rook d7 takes in h7, and he threatens immediate mate on h8.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing to do. The last hope,
to take that pawn.
Yeah. f5, again, the second free pawn,
Yes.
Now it's too many.
Too many balls in the air.
Yeah. The only way. Okay, he gives the pawn from b2, but doesn't
Yes.
count. The pawn doesn't count in b2.
Even so, for me, it seems that this one will get free.
No, it's not. It's nothing to do here.
No, it's
You'll
there's
see.
no
But
time.
it's very easy, you know. Yeah, takes, and now
He resigned.
he resigned. Why? Because he comes to the king to
This way?
e4, for instance. Okay, he
Okay.
gives the pawn from h2, let's say, no?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And now he cannot try
And
for
afterwards, I mean, if he plays what? He plays like this. Yes.
to free up the
Here,
king.
for instance, what happens from this position? I mean,
Maybe push this one.
well, if
No.
he can win here in many ways. So yeah, c7, for instance, you know, c7.
Yes.
You have to take, no?
Yes.
Yeah. Now I take there, and then I take in e5, and it's finished again. In e5.
Because we have three
After
pawns.
b3, I play rook b5. Yeah, rook b5, b2. Yeah, and then I move on the other side. Okay, I play, for instance, king f4 or h4, and I come with 2 pawns against
Against
no
this one.
h4 first. H4,
For,
yeah,
h4.
h4. Yeah, h4.
Yes.
And now it's finished because it's the only move is to attack the rook. You know, king c6, for instance. King c6, rook b3, rook b8. Yeah.
Rook.
Now he goes with the king in
So-
in f4, for instance, or g4.
Yes.
And now you have to move back to c2 because otherwise you lose the pawn.
Yes.
And now I move again g4 or king g5. That's finished.
And then g4 and so on.
No.
All right.
Too many pieces on the other side, you know. And he controls the b line, and that's very clear. Right?
Yes.
Well, he could even play better than this. This is one of the lines that he wins, you know. And therefore, his opponent resigned, of course. And the match was decided 6-0. Yeah.
6-0
6-0, yes, for Fischer.
Fischer. Nice.
Absolutely.
You
The
said that
result was absolute.
you said that Taimanov has like a funny answer the press conference.
Well,
regarding...
they had a press conference when he came back to Soviet Union. Everybody criticized him, of course, it was considered to be, you know, the chess point of view, you know, big disappointment and a real catastrophe for Soviet school, you know.
Yeah.
And well, he allowed all the critics and so on, and he smiled. He was one of the best pianists in the world, you know, in between the chess players. Between the
He was playing piano.
Yeah, he was, you know, very good. And finally, he answered, you know, all the questions and so on. He accepted the critics. He said, okay, what can I say? 6-0 is very clear. He was much better than myself. But anyway, I can tell you that in some aspect, I'm better than the super grandmaster from the United States. And everybody's very surprised. What do you mean? And he said, well, I play better. At least I play much better at piano, you know.
Yeah, nice.
No, what can you say? After 6-0 is terrible. You know?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Georgiou.
Wow. You see, he was playing so much better that everybody had to recognize. I mean, he was like a small computer from today, but so many years before, you know. That happened in 71 and 72, you know, 50 years ago. If now somebody plays much better than a computer,
yes,
the result is there, you know. But now is the reverse situation. Now the computers play much better than the humans.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.